Yo, what's going on, man? Today is April the 10th. Shout out to my son. It's his birthday today, man. So I won't be doing the evening show, just to let people know. Take the little man out, have some fun with him this evening. But it is April 10th, 2024. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show, live on Twitter, also live on YouTube as well. We got a nice little slate to jump into. Full transparency with you guys. It's not a lot that I'm liking. I got to take a deeper dive a little bit into some of these games. I didn't get a chance to do my normal prep work that I typically do before I do the show. So I want to talk some of them out with you guys. We got some time this morning. And then I did make one play, though. I mean, it's an obvious play that hopefully you guys made as well. Hopefully the members were able to get it, get the play in last night, and we're going to talk about it. Coming off a really good night as well. Last night we had – hit the like button for me if you guys can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Turn the notification bell on so you guys know when I go live as well. So we the first play I gave it out on today is Wednesday. So I gave it out on Monday evening was the Knicks money line when the line was still pretty I think it was like 2.5. And they ended up covering the late line as well. But we did get the Knicks money line. The Dallas and Charlotte over. I gave that out yesterday on the morning show and to the members yesterday morning. That was a pretty easy winner. Miami and Dallas money line was not an easy winner. Sweating out Miami last night was, their offense just looked bad. But that was a winner. Jumped on Golden State plus the 2.5 when AD got ruled out. And Phoenix first half, one of the worst bets I've probably made in a long time. Outside of Phoenix, the last time I bet them, which was against the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they lost that game by 32. But man, Phoenix is a funny team, man. Probably done with that team for the rest of the season. But let's jump into it. We did end up plus 3.2 units yesterday, which feels good because it's been a break even day, small loss day. But it's good to get back on the running track and go up 3 units yesterday, which brings us back to almost 39, almost 40 units on the full season. So let's jump into it for today, man. First game up, we got the Memphis Grizzlies. They are playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got my screen up. I have no idea. I'm probably not betting this game just in full transparency. You got a super big number. This might be the biggest spread we've seen in quite a while. And it's because the Memphis Grizzlies are on the second leg of a home road back-to-back. They did lose yesterday. They only scored like 90-something points against the San Antonio Spurs at home. Shout out to the Spurs for breaking that. I think it was like second longest losing streak against the team. I think it was like 13 games. So Memphis today, I checked the injury report, and I mean, as you kind of expected, they had everybody still listed. So I mean, the guys that didn't play yesterday, like Santi Aldama, Luke Kennard, Lamar Stevens, LaRavia, all of those guys are questionable. Jerry Jackson Jr. is also got the news yesterday that he's not going to play, and Desmond Bane as well. Both of those guys, I think, they're shutting those guys down for the season. But even with that, do you think it's a spot where you can necessarily trust the Memphis Grizzlies to cover this big number? I have no idea. I see Donovan Mitchell and Sam Merrill. Well, Donovan Mitchell listed as probable, and Sam Merrill listed as doubtful in this game. And honestly, they should have enough to win the game. But do they win by margin? I'm not 100% sure. For Cleveland, they are the much more rested team. 2 days of rest. First game back home, though, after a 5-game road trip. But they did have the rest in between. Like I said, 2 days rest. They do got a big game against the Pacers on Thursday. That was something I looked into. But I know I'm probably not going to play this game. I'm just wanted to give you guys the notes. Real quick, I want to go through the comments. There's a lot of y'all in the chat, too, man. Let's see if anybody got anything on this one. What up, Prolific? Appreciate you for tapping in as always, my brother. Top of the morning. Jose, good morning, my brother. DMP says, what's good, Chris? We back at it. Absolutely. Says, good call on that parlay, but I picked all spreads. If I would have picked the money line, it would have hit. He says, my bad, except for the Suns being trash. Yeah, Suns are. Boy. What up, Peasy? Eric, Tasha says, greetings, need our morning coffee. BG says, every time I bet Phoenix, they turn to the Phoenix Bobcats. Boy, I mean, the only thing I'll say this real quick, and then I'm done with Phoenix, man. The only thing I'll say about Phoenix is when you bet them first half minus the 4.5, and they only scored 4 points or 6 or whatever they had at the end of the first quarter yesterday, at least you know you already lost the bet. You don't got to sweat it out. Yeah. And Tasha says, I should have listened to you on your boys. So, Tasha, the thing about the Lakers, man, is if you've been a Laker fan long enough, you know that the injury report is always sporadic. Don't ever you got to wait to the last minute to bet Laker games. The show that we do at the time that we do it at, even the evening show, never gonna be able to figure the Lakers out that early in the day. Ryan says, but Suns should win tomorrow's game. You mean today's game, Ryan? He said if you look at the table, it's a must win. Suns just didn't show up, Tasha. They forgot to play basketball, like Ryan said. Suns money line revenge game today? Probably so, Jay. I see the line moving in their favor. NLB says, hell no. Jose said, I think they got clipped. Dallas should win against Miami, double overtime. We gonna get into it. What else y'all saying? Miami had a sweat. That's a fact, Jamie. All right, cool. Under 220, Ryan says. I like the Hawks and the Hornets. Big Tasha talking to Big Platinum. All right, let's get into. Don't look like y'all got anything to say about this game. All these comments came early. Ryan says Suns will win today. Appreciate this comment, Sam. Says happy birthday, little Chris. Ryan says the same thing. Appreciate that, Tariq, as well, man. Love. Appreciate y'all for shouting out the birthday love. DMP says Cleveland has no right to be laying 20 points. Who they think they are? Chelsea Clinton and Chris Tucker, please. Bro, Rush Hour was one of my favorite movies, dog. You think you kidnapped Chelsea Clinton? All right, I had to pay attention, though. I had to focus. We got to focus. Nando says, I missed that Mavs -2. It jumped to 5 real quick. Yeah, it did. What's up, Moses? Appreciate you for tapping in. Says I'm on the Magic today. Man. Appreciate this free sauce. Says wish you nothing but health and wealth. Appreciate that. Major success. I appreciate that. What up, Will? Appreciate you for the birthday love as well, man. I'm gonna tell my son that the ChrisBeCappinn community said happy birthday. Anthony says Phoenix Pelicans, Indiana killed me yesterday. Yeah, Indiana coming off that big win against the Heat, they look like a shell of themselves, specifically on the defensive end. Tariq says, Chris, put not only a red mark on Suns recap, but an ugly emoji you can find, the ugliest emoji you can find. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Cavs team total over. Ryan says, Paul Millsap says, love all the perspective and the info shared on the channel. DMP says my birthday was on March 25th. We in Aries. Yeah. So it's not my birthday. Remember I said this, my son's birthday. I'm a Scorpio. My birthday's in October, late October. Sam says you lost the subscription. The link is to subscribe is in the chat. What up, Top Bear? Appreciate you for tapping in. Y'all are crazy in the comments, man. I appreciate all the love. Good morning, Mark. Jabba says it feels like a Phoenix revenge game today. 3's gonna fall. I mean, you can't play any worse than you did yesterday. Dylan likes Evan Mobley over his points plus rebounds and assists in this game. Chef Zulu says Magic busted 13 leg for 29K. Yeah, I talked about it. Had to wait for Franz, knowing that, the way Houston lost, they was probably going to try to, at least win their last home game. Jimmy says Cavs over. Suns was a bloodbath. Yeah, it was a fact. What's up, Fox 5? Appreciate the love. And Dano says good morning as well. Yeah, not my birthday. It's my son's birthday. He's actually 6 today. Andrew says I got the Suns last night in the game plus 19. All right, so don't sound like you guys are too enthusiastic about this game. I know I'm not betting it. Memphis could potentially keep this game close early and then run out of gas. But the Cavs defensively, man, like I know I can't lay this many points with a team that, defense has been so bad recently. So it's a game that I'll stay away from real quick. If I'm giving you guys some numbers, let me just run my numbers real quick. And I'm looking at Memphis offense, which I know has been putrid, right? And that's the reason why the spread's so big, because Memphis can't score. They scored 72 points last night against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, with that being said, the San Antonio Spurs defense has been much better than the Cleveland Cavaliers defense recently. So we go through and look at it just real quick. If we're looking at it, based on numbers, Memphis is the third worst offense over the last 2 weeks. Cavs defense is the third worst defense over the last 2 weeks. Memphis is scoring 104 points per 100 possessions. Cleveland giving up 120 points per 100 possessions. They're allowing the second highest effective field goal percentage. They are forcing the second most turnovers. So, and Memphis is actually turning the ball over at the third highest rate as well. So there is some pathways for Cleveland to be able to score in this game. Yeah, if you're forcing the second most turnovers and the other team is turning the ball over at the second highest rate, that's a big advantage there. Offense last 2 weeks for Cleveland is 12th, 115 points per 100 possessions. And Memphis defense is 22nd. So they are bottom 10. They are also forcing the fourth most turnovers, though. And Cleveland not doing a good job protecting the ball, turning the ball over at the seventh highest rate. Memphis is taking a bunch of shots at the rim, not making them. Taking a bunch of threes, not making them either. They're actually the second worst three-point shooting team, shooting 31% from the three-point line last 2 weeks. They don't have a lot of shooters. But the Cavs defense has been worse. That's the worst spot. So this does say Cleveland. If you're thinking about the advantage that the Memphis Grizzlies should have, remember I just said that the Cleveland Cavaliers defense is bottom 3 last 2 weeks. And they've been getting lit up from three. Teams are actually the worst three-point shooting defense above the break and overall. Corner three, teams shooting 50%. Like 50% that's incredible. Teams allowing teams to shoot 50%. But like I said, the Memphis Grizzlies shooting 30%. So it should be a Cleveland Cavaliers, maybe a team total over spot for them. Which let me see if I can get the number real quick. They should be able to get out, run in this game. Let's see, Memphis. Let's flip it real quick. So some matchup advantages, clearly matchup advantages here. But I'm not laying the 19 and a half, the 18 and a half, or whatever that crazy number is. And then we're going to go into the next game. So Cavs team total is 115 and a half. I guess I'll write that down. But probably not playing it. Memphis team total is only 97 and a half. And I think that they could score more than that. I know that their offense sucks, but Cleveland defense, man. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Ryan says Cavs team total over. Derek says, is this Cleveland game even going to be competitive? The Cavs do not like showing up in the fourth quarter, especially if they don't have to. And I agree. Derek says, let me get that Cavs team total after 3 quarters. Cavs team total over after 3 quarters. Fox 5 says, since they're not making those threes, you think Mobley's points, rebounds, and assists is worth a look? So based on the cap here, based on my spreadsheets, Fox 5, if I'm looking at Memphis defensively, Memphis defense has struggled versus the three specifically. So they're allowing teams to shoot 42% from the corner three, 37% from above the break three, and 38% overall, which 38% overall is the fourth worst defense. The Cavs have been making their threes. They can't stop anybody from shooting threes. So it's major matchup advantages from the Cavs in this spot. Like their ability to shoot the three, they're 6th in frequency and 6th in accuracy over the last 2 weeks. They're making 38% of those shots. And overall, all threes, they're shooting the 4th most. They're making them at the 9th highest percentage, which is 38%. So yeah, some matchup advantages here. The one thing Memphis has been doing is they have been protecting the rim, Fox 5. They're 5th in opponent rim accuracy, allowing teams to shoot 65%, not stopping teams from getting to the rim. Teams are getting to the rim at the 2nd highest rate. But way too long on this game. I know I'm not betting it. I just wanted to give you guys just do kind of like a live cap. Terrible spot, though, for Memphis. Like I said, 2nd leg of a home road back-to-back. Not sure how competitive this team is going to be for the rest of the season. So we'll keep pushing, go to another game. Nando says 0 plays in this game using the Cavs money line first half in the full game at a boost of -450 going with a parlay on the Mavs money line. Tasha says, I may just wait until the playoffs. And appreciate this, Taryn, as well. It says, good morning. We're happy birthday to you, baby son. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that for sure. The B-Day love is always warranted. Appreciate you guys for that. So let's go to another game. We got the Charlotte Hornets and the Atlanta Hawks. This game we played in Atlanta. Charlotte Hornets. Of course, both of these teams on 2nd leg of a back-to-back. Charlotte, 2nd leg of a home road back-to-back. And a 3rd game in 4 nights. 5th game in 8 nights for the Hornets as well. And it's their first road game after 8 straight home games. Atlanta, you could wait on the injury report because they played a lot of guys big minutes yesterday. Real quick, I do need to go in and look at the standings real quick. I didn't get a chance to do this. So Atlanta and Chicago both lost yesterday. So Atlanta didn't. It's not like they still one game behind Chicago. If they want the game to be played in Atlanta, because remember, Chicago and Atlanta going to play each other in the play-in tournament. That's kind of solidified. Well, it is solidified. Brooklyn can't catch them, and neither team can catch Miami right now. So Atlanta does need to win. Will they win by double digits? I'm not sure. I do think Charlotte could potentially keep this one close. Charlotte's just such a bad team right now, but and Atlanta actually beat the brakes off of them as well. So DeJounte Murray was somebody I wanted to make sure I looked at in this game. If you watched the end of the Miami game yesterday, I was glued in. I wasn't even blinking because we had that Heat money line. And you see DeJounte Murray kind of run out of gas in that overtime. He played 49 minutes last night, DeJounte Murray did. Shot 12 for 31 from the field, 29 points. Bogdanovich played 45 minutes. DeAndre Hunter played 47 minutes. Like, they were gassed. That would only make me be able to look towards the Charlotte Hornets being able to catch the points. And this line, I know it came down, but I was like, man, I don't feel confident enough to bet it last night. So I didn't bet it, but Charlotte was the right side. I think you could have got them plus 12 last night. And this line, of course, now is down to the 10.5. So let me see. Yeah, opened at 12, and it's come down to 10.5. The total's going up. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but because I don't trust Charlotte to be able to score. But and Atlanta could be fatigued here. So yeah, I would definitely only be taking the points here with Charlotte. Even at the 10.5, they got smoked. They got embarrassed in that last matchup. That game was, just real quick before we move on to the next one, the last time these two teams played, it wasn't too long ago. The last time these two teams played, Atlanta beat them March the 23rd, beat them 132-91. That's 41 points, and Atlanta was laying 7.5 in that spot. So yeah, it's like I said, not a game that I'm betting, but if I'm betting it, I'm only probably taking the points here. What up to my guy Fred? He says, got that bankroll building. You wanted something with the NBA. I try to be, Fred. I definitely try to be, my brother. Thank you for the love, Wendy. Jabba the Hutt says, if you bet the first game, just call the 1-800 number. Jared says he likes the over in this spot. Appreciate the love, Johnny. What does taking the points mean, Paul Millsap says? So taking the points mean that you're not laying the points. If you lay the points, that means that you expect the team to win by that margin, whatever that number is, right? So if I say I'm laying the points, that means that I'm laying 10.5, and I think that Atlanta's going to win this game by 11 points. If I say I'm taking the points, that means that I'm going to take the points with the underdog, and I think that they will lose by less than what the margin is. So in this game, it means that I'm taking the 10.5 points with the Charlotte Hornets here. I'm not doing that, but that's the way I would look. Big Mouse says Hornets couldn't even cover 23. DMP says I'm trying Charlotte in his spot, revenge spot as well. I agree with this. They going to Atlanta, them boys finna party. You're probably right. I mean, but you can party in Charlotte too, though. What up, Brian? He says, good morning, Chris. Was on Golden State finally on the road, on the right side of the Lakers. Let's get it tonight. Absolutely, Brian. It felt good cashing. Even though I faded my boys, no AD, no play for me. Remember this, just something to put in your nugget bank. When you got D'Angelo Russell, and this is how I view the Lakers. If you got D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves out there and you're playing against a playoff caliber team, always fade the Lakers. They can't guard anybody. So even if you don't necessarily want to take the spread, you can just always look team total over. And Golden State, of course, hit every three that they shot last night. Draymond even hit 5 of them things in the first half. So Lakers just not a good defensive team without AD out there. It's one of the reasons why I sent out that 2.5. Like Brad says, Jalen Johnson left the game with the injury in the third quarter as well. I forgot to mention this, like, Brad. Appreciate you for shutting this out. I did see that. Hornets on the money line here is what he says. Since he said, didn't you say Dallas alt line minus 20? Absolutely not. I don't give out any alt lines. I know that's a joke. Terrell says 128 people watching, only 48 likes. Drop a like for my man Chris' son's birthday. Appreciate that, man. Let's keep going. So Charlotte plus the 10.5 or nothing here for me. Let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we got the Raptors and the Nets. Game will be played in Brooklyn tonight. Of course, you got the Toronto Raptors on the second leg of a back-to-back. You could potentially wait on the injury report here. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the injury report. Of course, quickly missed that game yesterday. No idea. Like, he was just resting. So Toronto, they've given up on the season. They did fight hard in the first half, and you see it kind of all go away. Grady Dick, of course, didn't play yesterday. Quickly has not been ruled out for this game yesterday, but he was ruled out yesterday. So you definitely want to wait to see if they're going to play quickly or not in this spot. If they play quickly, I don't trust Brooklyn. Like, I know I'm not laying 10 with the Brooklyn Nets. They are 2 days rested, 4th straight home game. And for Toronto, not the greatest spot. Like I said, second leg of a home road back-to-back, 3rd game in 4 nights, and it's a 5th game in 8 nights for them. I think I would only look towards the over in this spot. Toronto, they can't guard anybody. In Brooklyn, they're not the greatest offensive team. You also got Nicholas Claxton listed as a game-time decision. He is probable for this game. And hold on, what's the injury for Nicholas Claxton? Like I said, I didn't get a chance to do everything I typically do for the show. So some of this I am doing live. Also saw Cam Johnson. So Claxton listed as probable with an ankle. Guessing he's going to play, but I mean, this late in the season, I could see the Brooklyn Nets not necessarily wanting to risk any injury as well. So even though he's probable, this would be something I would wait on. And Cam Johnson is listed as probable as well with a toe injury. I can't lay 10 points with the Brooklyn Nets, not against anybody, honestly. Let's see what you guys are saying here. So it'd be Raptors plus the points for me if I was playing this one. Will says, I like over both teams on a back-to-back. Both teams shooting a bunch of threes, can only look over. Tasha says, trash game. Ryan says, trash game can make money make money sometimes. That's true. They can. If you find enough, you find an angle. Zulu says, honestly, Hornets money line is the play. Y'all don't miss out on that plus 450. Likes it. Okay. Brian says Lakers defense was horrible. And it was everybody drop coverage, disengaged. DMP says, bro, UConn could beat these boys' teams. I'm not betting this game respectfully. I don't know if it's that bad. Like, they get up for UConn. They smash UConn. We can't disrespect the NBA players like that. But it is bad, man. It is definitely bad. Underdog day, Big Mouth Rob says, and I agree. It's a lot of underdogs. Maybe even some small sprinkles on it. Bond likes what up, Bond? Bond likes over 221 in this game. Yeah, and that's the way I would look as well. I would probably look towards the over here. Let's keep pushing to the next game. We got the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. So I did send this out last night when it was at 2.5. As soon as the second overtime started, I sent this out to the members to jump on the Dallas Mavericks here. So outside of it being a double overtime spot, because Dallas is also on the second leg of a roll back-to-back. But they took care of business pretty easily. For anybody who got a chance to watch that Charlotte game, they smashed Charlotte. It was early. They was up at the end of the first quarter. Charlotte made a late push towards the end of the game, but they still end up getting smoked in that spot. And Dallas, Luka ended up getting with the big triple-double. It was a spot where it kind of felt like, let me see. Let me just pull it up real quick. So I just want to check so Luka played 35 minutes, Kyrie played 37. But if you go through and look at the Miami Heat yesterday, man, not only were they already shorthanded because they didn't have, Duncan Robinson was ruled out, and but Tyler Hero and Bam played 48 minutes. Jimmy Butler played 44 minutes. Highsmith off the bench played 35 minutes. And it was already a terrible spot because Miami was returning home off a little road trip. And, just going through and look at it, it is a 5th game in 8 nights as well. It's a terrible spot for Miami off the double overtime game. I actually would still lay the 5, 5.5. I would still lay it. I think Dallas wins this game by margin. I don't think it's going to be by just one possession. So I actually started to give it out as a 2-unit play, as I kind of capped it real quick. But I only gave it out as a 1-unit play. I do think this is a big spot for the Dallas Mavericks here. It's also a TNT game. As long as Dallas, comes to play, they should take care of business. This team is 9-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 10 games. And we really just, you get the 2, If you got the 2.5 last night, you asked them to win the game by 1 possession. I don't think it's going to be that close. And if you take the 5.5 now, you ask them to win by 2.5. Is it 2? Depending on if it's 3-pointers or not. 2 possessions. It's just a terrible spot here for the Miami Heat. So I won't stay too long on this game because that was the one play that I did give out. Maybe the only play that I'm gonna take today. Jay says this game matters for both of the teams. Miami's off an overtime win versus Atlanta, whereas Dallas coasted to a finish line against Charlotte last night. Agree here. Moses says Kyrie played 37 minutes. Luka played 35. I don't know why. Luka was trying to get his numbers. He's still trying to make his case for the MVP push. And I think Charlotte did make a late push. Charlotte outscored Dallas 36-28 in the third quarter. So Dallas ended up still, leaving their starters in. But either way, let's see. Chaotic says Dallas all date them, date my boys. Lightbearer says I agree. Dallas is going to smash the Heat. They should. Snag says somebody told me Dallas going to sit guys. And any truth to that, you think, Chris? I didn't see anything about that, Snag. I think if we go in and just look at the bigger picture, right? I always like to look at standings around this time. With the Clippers winning last night, and the Dallas Mavericks winning, that still has Dallas 2 games behind the Clippers with what is that? 78, 79 games left. So it'll be really, really difficult. Like I think the Clippers will have to lose out. Dallas will probably have to win out. Then you will have to look at and see who owns the tiebreaker between the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers, which I'm not sure who owns that in order for Dallas to keep winning. In order for Dallas to flip-flop, right? Because Dallas should want the 4th seed so they could host in the playoffs. But they've been a great road team. Dallas has been, I think, the best road team in the NBA as far as from a straight-up win-loss perspective. So let's see. Yeah, that's not going to happen. The Clippers got the Suns tonight, but then they got Utah and Houston tomorrow. I'm sorry, Houston and Utah to end the season. So they'll probably win both of those games, especially if they absolutely need to. And for Dallas, they got Detroit after tonight, and they got OKC left in OKC as well. So potentially could lose that one, just kind of depending on, what they want to do for the last game of the season. I didn't hear anything about them sitting guys in this one, though, tonight. DMP says Luka put up a dub in the first quarter. I'm not fading that man. He possessed. Mark says I'm getting 4.5. Joe Kim says that line was at 6.5 and it moved down even with Hero on the injury report. Luka and Kyrie rest. It went all the way up to 6.5. I didn't see that. I did not see that. Let's see. Let me just double check the injury report here. I expect both of those guys to play, and I don't see either one of them listed on the injury report right now. From what I'm seeing, Luka and Kyrie are not on the injury report. Only Greg Brown, Derek Lively, and Josh Green are. But Terry Rozier is listed as questionable. Tyler Hero also. Tyler Hero also. Yeah, I did see Tyler Hero said that he was uncertain for today, so he could potentially sit here as well. What else? Kyrie didn't get to 15 points. Big Mouth says off topic. I think Luka will win MVP. He could. Him and Jokic. Moses says line down to -4 now for the Mavs. Is it down to 4? Let me check real quick. Sharp money coming in on. It is coming back down to 4. Down to 3.5 on bookmakers. And the total dropping, which makes a ton of sense. I think here, even the Miami team total under, I think is a really good look. They're gonna really struggle to score, especially if Duncan Robinson doesn't play. I mean, if Tyler Hero doesn't play. But yeah, I still like the 4. And as long as it's not due to injury, and I didn't see anybody on the injury report. So yeah, I seen this as well. Moses down to 3.5 on bookmakers. All right, let me before we keep it pushing, let me double check one thing real quick. Give me 1 second. Y'all bear with me for a second. All right, yeah, we got some time. We still got some time. All right, I just want to check something real quick. Dexter says seeing it at 4.5. Yeah, I see 4.5. Well, I see 4.5. I see 4s. I see 3.5. So line is coming back down. It's a terrible spot for Miami either way. And like I said, I gave out the 2.5 last night. I still think they win the game by margin and by more than 4 points. All right, so let's keep it pushing unless somebody is out that I didn't know about. Let's keep it pushing. Next game up, we got the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Spurs are getting 15.5 points in this game. And this was a game where, of course, San Antonio, second leg of a roll back-to-back, third game in 4 nights as well for them. And they had that double overtime game as well. You got Victor Wembanyama actually pop up on the injury report here, which is why this line, I think this opened at 10, and now you see it all the way up to 15. So real quick, what was the news about Victor Wembanyama? See if I can pull it up real quick. Outside of them really probably just wanting to win that game yesterday. So Victor Wembanyama is uncertain for Wednesday. He probably won't play. And if he don't play, I think the play in this game is probably OKC first half. San Antonio, we got to remember something about San Antonio. Outside of this being the second leg of a back-to-back third game in 4 nights, Victor Wembanyama is literally the only other player that's in the starting lineup for the San Antonio Spurs based on how they started the season. Trey Jones didn't start at point guard. Malachi Branham, Champagnie, none of those guys in the starting lineup started. So this is going to be low key. And granted, they still got NBA players, but this is not going to be the greatest spot here for them. Now, OKC on the second leg of a back-to-back as well, and second game back home after that super long road trip. You could tell they wanted that game versus Sacramento last night. In the fourth quarter, they had to use a lot of energy there. So I think OKC could potentially not care about the second half of this game, but probably want to get San Antonio out the way early. OKC first half, I think, should be winning by 10-plus points as long as Victor Wembanyama is not in the lineup. So that would be – I could see OKC, not being super motivated for the full game, but I could definitely see, him I could definitely see them coming out and just wanting to get this game out the way early. Let's see what you guys are saying here. Nando says OKC double-digit win. Tasha says, what about OKC team total under 121.5? I don't know about that, Tasha. I think I probably chill there. Yeah, I'm glad I stayed off of that game. Let's see. Tariq says, need to hop off work, catch this live show later. Appreciate that. Good luck. Appreciate that. What up to my guy Anthony? And what else are you guys saying here? Yeah, I think San Antonio early. I think OKC early would be the play that I would play if I wanted to see anything here. Tasha says she see it all the way up to 16 on Bet Rivers. Yeah, it should be a double digit. Especially if Victor Wembanyama is ruled out. Yeah, I'm not trusting San Antonio in this spot. Super bad spot for them here. So that's the way I would view this game. Let's keep it pushing. Dexter says, I like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 27.5 points, 90% he cash rate, I guess, over the last 10 at home. Nando says OKC blowout win. Freesaw says stay away game unless first half spread, and I agree with that. These backdoor covers on some of these big numbers are crazy, so I agree. Tasha says, or San Antonio team total over 103.5, and they could potentially get there, Tasha. Not sure. But you definitely got to wait on Victor Wembanyama. Don't play that game, in my opinion. Don't play that game without Victor Wembanyama. So now we get to a good game. We got the Orlando Magic and the Milwaukee Bucks here. And I know I'm not going to play the game at the moment because I need to do a little bit more deep diving. I'm probably going to do it off air because I want to go in and read the beat reporter. Like I need to listen to the post-game interviews and see, take a deeper dive into both of these spots. Now, of course, both of these teams on the back-to-back. You got Orlando traveling in from Houston. Third game in 4 nights for them as well. They did beat the Bulls the other night. And you got the Milwaukee Bucks, second leg of a back-to-back. They got the big win against the Boston Celtics. Shout out to everybody who was on Milwaukee yesterday because they definitely inserted Patrick Beverley in the lineup. I tweeted out under. I didn't play it, but I knew with Patrick Beverley being in there, it was going to, clog the game up a little bit, slow it down. He was going to bring the energy. And that's exactly what happened. So I probably should have bet it, but I didn't bet it. Just kind of made sense. So now you get an Orlando team. This is the reason why I didn't jump on Orlando because I thought that Orlando could potentially win this game. So Giannis got hurt for people who didn't get a chance to see that. and he's going to maybe even miss the full season. That the injury that he got is like a runner's injury. I've had something like that happen to me where it's just an overuse, so the body comes from fatigue. So he's been, carrying this Bucks team because the other players don't really show up. And now he has this exhaustion in his leg, and the only way that he's going to recover is by rest. So I saw Sham tweet out that it could take a week, potentially a little longer than a week to heal. He's clearly he's not going to play in this game, and that's the only game that really matters right now. So with that being said, the other big piece on the opposite side is Franz Wagner. He missed the game last night with that ankle injury. He did roll his ankle. X-rays came back negative. It was a right ankle sprain. And I think because of that, you have to, tread lightly with Orlando. I know that, Milwaukee's coming off a very, very, confidence boosting win. But Orlando is one. This is how I view Orlando. Orlando is one of those teams that if they're not playing well on defense, like if they're not locked in, and that's what we saw last night, right? If they're not locked in and can match the team's intensity, they're not going to be that great. So they have to really lock in order to be competitive because their offense isn't good. And that's what we see with most teams, right? Most teams are either really, really good offensively and, they just need to be scoring points and they probably going to win, or they're really, really good defensively. Remember 2 weeks ago, Orlando was actually the best defensive team in the league. And, of course, last night, the Rockets came out there, got whatever it is that they wanted. Now, will they probably flip that tonight? Probably so, which is why you see the total just at 216 points in this game. And I think money has come in on – no, it's still 216. But this is a pick-em type game. So you're really just, trying to pick the winner. I really wanted to go through and see what Orlando was saying about that loss. I did see Jalen Suggs said they didn't match the intensity, but I need to hear from Coach Mosley. I need to do all that before I want to bet on Orlando. And at this point in time, I don't know if you guys are paying attention. I'm not giving you guys any trends. Orlando on the second leg of back-to-back, none of that type stuff. Because honestly, does Orlando really want that second spot? Because if they do want it, last night didn't help them any, right? Like they lost the game last night. They were a game behind the Bucks. That loss last night with the Knicks winning, knocked them out of the third spot, and now they're down to the fourth spot. 2 games behind the Bucks and 1 game behind the Knicks. I told you guys yesterday on the show that based on where Orlando was before the Houston game yesterday, they could finish anywhere between second in the East, and that's probably not going to happen now, or all the way down to 8th. It's that the East is that close. So I'm pretty sure they want home court advantage because they've been such a good home team. They've been solid at home, 28-12, actually the third best record in the Eastern Conference as far as home record straight up. And they have a really good ATS record at home as well. So this should be a spot where they come out to play, because if they lose this game, they tie right now with Cleveland. They own the tiebreak over them. And only a half a game in front of the Pacers as well. So it's a big, big game for the Orlando Magic here. I think I would look their way, but I do want to go in and kind of, like I said, check on the injury report. This could be a really, really big spot here. Let's see what you guys are saying. I would need Franz in, though. I would definitely need Franz in. Let's see. Ron says, I think he's out. Giannis calf injury. How important is Franz Wagner to the Magic? Extremely. That's a fact, Joakim. He says Magic are almost unbeatable without Franz, or unbettable without Franz. And I agree. Snag showing his love for Boston here because he likes Miami. DMP says it's hard to trust both teams, but flip a coin. Magic for me. More Magic love. Nando says he likes the under. I think the under could be a really good look here as well. Bucks can still function without Giannis. Lean Bucks money line for Joakim. Team Money says Bucks tanking to avoid the Heat and 76ers smoke. Well, they didn't do it last night. They definitely came out with a vengeance last night. Big Mouth says they're going to rub dirt on this leg. He coming to drop 30. I don't think so, man. Remember I told you guys yesterday that Doc Rivers said before yesterday's game when they lost to – who did the Bucks just lose to? They lost to whatever team they lost to last. He said that, he thought that he should have pulled Giannis in the third quarter of that game, but the medical staff and Giannis said that they wanted to stay in to try to win that game. So Yeah, that was against the Knicks. That's who it was. Ron says, I think under. I agree with the under here. I'm gonna look a little deeper into it. I'm just gonna do it offline so it doesn't prolong the show too much. Snack says Franz is the glue to the Orlando team. I agree because he can stretch the floor. He can shoot the shot. Of course, he got mid-range game. He's strong, physical, get to the rim. So yeah, if you don't watch Orlando play, you probably don't understand the importance of Franz. I agree with this comment from Snag. Bucks money line, feeling confident here. Bond says, what does the half point mean? I'm not sure what this. The half point in the spread, I guess, means that they need to win by the next number. So if it's 3.5, they need to win the game by 4. I think that's what you're asking here. And the same thing with the opposite way. Something tells me the Bucks reach deep down and play with some pride here, Jamie says. Moses says these two teams meet again on Sunday in Orlando. I did see that as well. A. Jackson said this is a Magic spot all day. Nando says I like the Magic, but they're 1-15 in their last 16 against the Bucks. Need 3-pointers to take the Magic. You need the Magic to play defense from the 3-point line. Remember I said this yesterday. I said the path to beating Orlando, first, is not having Franz Wagner. Second, is them not playing with intensity. Third, is them not being able to defend the 3-point line. The Magic are a very elite team at the rim. The Bucks, what do they do well? As we saw yesterday, they shot 80% in the first quarter against the Boston Celtics yesterday. So if the Magic aren't locked in defensively, the Bucks get hot from 3. That could be enough. We got to remember the Bucks defense hasn't necessarily been that bad. It's been their offense. They haven't been able to really score the basketball. Ryan says I lean under. A. Jackson said this is a hungry team. They want the number 2 spot. Magic want all the smoke. They will play anyone in the playoffs. I think Bucks scared of playing certain teams. I don't know, man. DMP says, I feel the frustration in your voice with the Magic. They need to get it together. I didn't bet them, but I just love that Magic team, though. Like, I really do. I enjoy – they play like 90s-style basketball. They share the ball. They play hard. They take really good shots. And I like Jamal Mosley as well. Like, I think he's an excellent coach and probably should win Coach of the Year over Mark Daigneault, in my opinion. But I wouldn't be mad if Mark Daigneault won it. So, yeah, the frustration is just because they didn't come locked into that game like I thought that they would. Bucks play better without Giannis. They got to play. They got to hold themselves a little more accountable. I agree. Free Sauce says, man, both of these teams in the way of my Knicks taking the 2 seed. With no Giannis or Franz, the under sounds like a good play. I agree there. Plus, the way they were playing last night, I see them rolling into it again. Nando says, I'm buying 2 points for the Magic and taking the under. I couldn't disagree with that. Like I said, I'm going to dive deep into this one, share with the members and on the evening. Well, I'm not doing the evening show because, like I said, my son's birthday. Snack says, by the way, Magic play the Bucks again Sunday, but give me the Bucks in this situation. Lightbearer says Bucks without Giannis is going to run even more. Bucks team total over. Like I said, I'm going to look a little deeper into it. I'm going to look a little deeper into it. Numbers with Giannis on the floor, without Giannis on the floor, Bucks on the second leg of a back-to-back, Magic on second leg of back-to-back with travel, all that good stuff. We'll see. Nando says Magic plus the 4 and 220 in the under 219 is a plus 155. Just bet that. Okay. All right, let's keep it pushing. I think we was on this game long enough. Next game up, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. They will be taking on the Denver Nuggets tonight, man. This is going to be a good game. So opened at 5.5. It's up to 6. I think I didn't watch any of the Timberwolves game yesterday against the Washington Wizards, but I'm always got my notification on from the beat writers. And I saw that Naz Reid got through out the game super early. He was ejected for like a flagrant, like a penalty 2 foul, something like that. So that was the first thing that kind of jumped out to me was, based on the flagrant, will he be available for this game? If so, if not, that's humongous, right? This Timberwolves team is really close to getting Karl Anthony Towns back, but he's not back. And Naz Reid, of course, is very important to their offense. Now, the Denver Nuggets, second leg of a back-to-back, Jamal Murray will be on a minutes limit here. They didn't take really – they kept playing in spurts. If you watched that Utah game last night, I was flipping in between it. They would go up. They won the game. They won the first quarter by like 34-17. But then you check the second quarter, and they only beat the Jazz by 5 points. They end up winning by 12 points in the first half. But then they still end up playing with their food a lot in the third quarter and end up having to play their starters a little bit more minutes than I thought that they would yesterday. And, Utah was just so depleted. I couldn't believe that game was even that close. But they end up holding Utah to just 15 points in the fourth quarter. With all that being said, Jamal Murray did play just 27 minutes. Jokic played 34 minutes. Michael Porter Jr. played 29 minutes. KCP 29 minutes. And, of course, the Timberwolves, both of these teams having to travel. The Timberwolves here are the team that won the last matchup. Remember, they went into Denver with no Jamal Murray and won that game outright. Anthony Edwards played 38 minutes last night. They only won the game by 9, didn't cover the spread. That's a clear indication that the Timberwolves, and I like to look into games like this. Sometimes I use this part of the handicap. Anthony Edwards, in no way should Anthony Edwards ever have to play 38 minutes against the Washington Wizards, who started, 2 starters last night, Jordan Poole and Corey Kispert. I guess Denny Avdia and Jordan Poole. Corey Kispert is a bench player. But in no way, shape, or form should you allow the Washington Wizards to shoot and make, let's just say make 23s and shoot 46% from the three-point line. Timberwolves defense got to be better than that. For that reason, I think that's one of the reasons why, Anthony Edwards is a big piece. Rudy Gobert also had to play 38 minutes last night. Mike Conley played 28 minutes. He's an older player. That makes me want to lean to Denver here. It's a revenge spot as well. This total continues to drop. It makes me lean towards Denver. Denver has not been covering the spread at home, but it is a revenge game here. And this game, of course, is for the number 1 seed for all the marbles. So Timberwolves do this thing where they don't cover numbers at home. We know that. Like I said, they only won the game by 9. But then when they need to show up in a really big game, they do. Anthony Edwards shouldn't have to score 51 points to beat the Washington Wizards last night, though. Like, you got to figure it out some other way. And I know Naz Reid got through out of the game, but I think all of that in conjunction will make me look towards Denver, maybe even first half here. Let's see what you guys think about this one. What up, BJ? Appreciate you for tapping in. He says, happy birthday to your son. Tasha likes the Nuggets. Brian says Nuggets first quarter and full game. Tasha says Nuggets first half. Stag says, I like the Wolves here. LJ, Denver first quarter, revenge spot. What up, Justin? It's all good, my brother. Appreciate you for tapping in. Snag says Nas getting booted was BS. Nando says he played Denver on the money line. I hope you got a good number, or probably added it with something. Joe Kim says, I noticed a Nugget spot at home. Revenge all day, but this Wolves team just played the Nuggets so tough. Rather take the +6. And I can't disagree with this, Joe. They do play the Nuggets really, really tough for whatever reason. I know when I was capping this game, when these two teams just played, that was one of the things that jumped out to me more than anything else, was how often, like, they just, for whatever reason, they match up well, whether it's Karl-Anthony Townsend or not. It's just really hard for Denver to blow this team out for whatever reason. If you look at the ATS numbers over the last 10 games, Timberwolves have covered 5 straight games. And this goes all the way back to the playoffs last year. Denver will win the game, but not cover the spread. And so far this season, Timberwolves have beaten this team twice. So Denver did win the middle game, 115 to 112. But all of these games have been very, very close, except Minnesota. When they beat Minnesota, actually, when they win, they held Denver to 89 points and 98 points. They just, for whatever reason, don't ever play serious against suck teams. I'm not sure why. DMP says, bro, everyone took Nas Reid points over yesterday, and the man get ejected early in the game. I did see that. Vaughn says Nuggets on this one. I think they want to avoid the Suns in the first round matchup. Jose says Ant had 50. Good day at the books yesterday. App says I agree there. Brian says Denver pulled their starters. Denver pulls their starters. If I had with 2 minutes left or more live bet the other team, I did it last 2 games and hit that. That goes with the most playoff contended teams these days. That's a fact, Brian. I couldn't not talk you off live betting and seeing when the starters come out. Jamie says Nuggets first half minus the 3.5. We'll have to expend a lot of energy to come back. When that game last night, yeah, I think it's a Nuggets spot, man, at least early in the game. Jose says Nuggets, I think. Tasha says I like I like also over 212.5 as well. What do you think? No play on the total, Tosh. These two teams know each other. I can see it being a low-scoring game. I could also see, the Timberwolves struggling defensively in this spot just because they did exert so much energy yesterday. So I'm definitely probably going to stay off the total in this game. Brian Palmer likes the Nuggets. Nando says last night, Bet365 had Hawks, Mavs, and Denver money line at plus 156. I jumped on it ASAP. Now it's not available. Okay. A. Jackson says need Cat to look towards the Timberwolves. Nuggets is just flat out a better team. They are a better team, but better team don't always cover the spread. Ryan says Nuggets money line. Morning Volcomrance, I think is how that's pronounced. BJ says Celtics, Magic, Suns got smoked. What up, 36 Chambers? Meek, good morning, my brother. Aaron Gordon, got to wait on the injury report for him, Fox 5. He was listed out yesterday. I didn't listen to the post-conference interview from Mike Malone, but I'm pretty sure he might have addressed it last night. So I'll look into that before I play this game as well. BJ says Nuggets very public, stay away game, Chris. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably not going to bet it. And Jamie says, and Mavs down to 3.5, sharp money or something sitting. Or somebody sitting. Yeah, it's got to be somebody sitting, I would think. That can't be sharp money. And we'll see. We'll see as the day goes on. Either way, I bet it. Gave it out 1.5 unit, minus 2.5 yesterday. We'll see what happens. All right, next game up. Man, I really don't want to even talk about this team. The Phoenix Suns. This line's up to 4 now. And it opened at, I think it opened at 2.5. Actually, I think it was 1.5 last night. The Phoenix Suns, yeah. When I was looking at this game last night, when they were down 32-4 or whatever the score was, they were minus 1.5. And now you get a minus 4. The Bravehearts and the sharp money is going to be on Phoenix in this game. I already know it is. 227 is the total, down to 226.5. And it's going to say that Phoenix is going to bounce back here. Not sure what's going to happen with James Harden. Of course, he sit last night. Russell Westbrook comes in and just has a triple-double pretty much at halftime. I think he needed like 1 assist and 2 rebounds, but he did end up getting a triple-double last night. And I turned the TV off. I turned the game off. I was like, there's no need for me to watch this. It was 66-33 at halftime. I was like, yeah, this is over. So I didn't watch the rest of the game. You also got Nurkic, who didn't play yesterday. He is listed as I'm not sure what he's listed at, honestly. I know he missed yesterday's game, and that was the first sign that Phoenix was going to struggle. Because remember, I told you guys early in the season, Phoenix without Nurkic is, he has the best plus-minus on the whole team. So you also got James Harden on the opposite side. And then I think Kawhi, I don't even know the status of Kawhi either. Like, these are all things that I would want to look into. But I'm guessing Kawhi's not going to play if money's coming in on Phoenix. But it hasn't been – I don't think it's been announced yet. So this is one of the later games. The latest game, and it's one that I mean, the natural instinct is that Phoenix has to bounce back here, right? Like, after you come out and get obliterated like that, I can't do it, though. I really can't do it. I would encourage you guys to do whatever it is that you feel, but the last 2 times I bet the Phoenix Suns, which yesterday in the first half, minus the 4.5, and it's almost like they knew I bet on them. They just didn't show up. And the time before that, it was against the Oklahoma City Thunder. No SGA. They also did not show up. So I said it the other day. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I'm back on that same thought process with Phoenix. That when they should bounce back, they probably will. I thought they were going to bounce back after losing to the Pelicans on Sunday, and they just didn't show up. So wait on the injury status, in my opinion here. Phoenix should bounce back. Clippers are not that good. Like they are not that good. A lot of that was Phoenix just missing shots, but Phoenix is not a tough team. Like that's one thing, I think the Pelicans kind of out-toughed them. The Clippers definitely out-toughed them yesterday. And it's also, they're still an offensive type team as well. They don't have a lot of defenders. And I think that's going to be the downfall of Phoenix when they run into one of these teams that can really strap up and play defense, like the Pelicans, like the Timberwolves, like the Nuggets. When your offense gets shut off, when that water gets shut off on the offensive end, can you get stops? And they showed last night that they couldn't. Because if they could, it would have been 14-14 at the end of the first quarter instead of it being 32-4 or 6 or whatever many points they had. So, that's just my overview of the Phoenix Suns. And like I said, not gonna frustrate me, man. That was the only loss we had last night, and I'll take it. Let's see what you guys are saying here before we wrap it up. Let's see. What up, Jay Gill? Appreciate you for tapping in. Snack says he thinks Aaron Gordon is still going to be out 30-20 at the end of the first quarter. Meek says Clippers. Neto says pass. Ryan says pass. Peasy says Suns -3 is the bounce back spot here. DMP says, bro, I know it's disgusting. Bro, we got to take the Suns. Don't overthink it. Better than go to sleep. We should, but I'm not doing the DMP. I hope you cash it, my brother. We also got to remember the Clippers, they lost to this team last year in the playoffs. So I think they got a chip on their shoulder every time they see Phoenix on the other side. Like Russ Westbrook, he lived for games like this. Like, I don't know. Phoenix should come out here though, but I'm off of it. Jay Gill says Phoenix got to bounce back to their plane trip back to the house. So I did have it written in my notes. I'm glad you mentioned that. I did have it written in my notes that one of these teams, let me just double check it real quick. I think the Phoenix Suns were the team that's in a 5th game and 7 night spot here. Let's see. No, it's not Phoenix. So 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 10th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 5th game and 8 nights for Phoenix. 5th game and 7 nights for the Clippers. So it is a Phoenix spot when you just think about that. Clippers have won 4 games in a row. They covered 3 of their last 4 spreads. It's a Phoenix spot. Just based on that alone. Clippers have played they played the back-to-back with Denver and Utah. They had only 1 day off and then played Cleveland. And then they had 1 day off and played Phoenix, and now they're traveling back home. So it is a Phoenix spot. I'm off of Phoenix here. Let's see. Jared says the Clippers really did own the Phoenix, though. They did. Justin says, I had to bet the Suns last night. Hate betting these dudes, but it's the spot for me. And I agree, Justin. Like I said, it's Phoenix. I'm just not betting them. Jared says, now they still own them without Harden and Kawhi. That's the hardest part. It's like, how do you get smashed like that without 2 of their starters? Fox 5 says, not capping, but I played Clippers plus 9.5 yesterday and woke up to see they won outright. I'll see if the line goes up today, then try my luck. App says, they know we bet. I feel the same way. Yeah, it's the only way. Nando says, Suns took my money again. I have 0 luck betting the Suns game. I'm fading the Suns for the rest of the season. They're trash. Justin says, Phoenix need to break up their BS team because they ain't it. Joakim says, Suns actually showed some spirit after halftime. Cut the lead to 10-13 from 30. Bond likes the over 227. Chaotic says, I'm taking the Suns all day. So it's a lot of mixed opinions, as I kind of thought it would be, man. Chaotic says, as long as Chris don't bet the Suns, it's a dub. That's a fact, and I'm not betting them. Chaotic, take them, bro. Take them, man. I'm off of them. Nando says, I have more money. I made more money back in the Pistons over the Suns. Man, get the Suns out of here. They fake. Yeah, I've lost more money with the Suns this year than any other team. Big Mouth said the Suns are cooked. Mark says big pass. I'd rather bet MLB than this. I actually rather bet MLB than this as well, but I'm pretty sure I can find a couple MLB spots that I like more than I like the Phoenix Suns today. But like I said, it is a Phoenix Suns spot. I'm not betting them. Then P says, all right, they dropping the line. Let me run to the window and grab Dallas before it's too late. Yeah, or you wait and see what happens with that injury news. I'm really surprised this line continues to drop. If you guys are talking about that Dallas line. Oh, no, it's settled at 4, 3.5. We got a 2.5 last night. Like I said, it's the only thing I did play. Let's see. Ski, my guy. What up, Ski? Ski says Clippers still need one more win for home court advantage. Just sharing. Yeah, no, that's a fact, Ski. I talked about this earlier with the Dallas, right? So I think yesterday with both teams winning, Dallas continues to be in the 4th spot. Dallas continues to be in the 5th spot. Clippers' big win last night keeps them 2 games ahead of Dallas. So you're right. One more win could lock that up. But did you look at the rest of the schedule, though, Ski? Because I was looking at that as well, and I said it already, but I forgot who it was. What did I say? Clippers have Utah next. They play Utah on Friday. The Clippers do, so they could win that game. What you think, Ski? What you think? You think the fifth game in 7 nights shows up here with the revenge, the quick revenge for Phoenix, or would you take the Clippers here? Rockets and Jazz. Yep, Rockets and Jazz. So those are the winnable games. Those are definitely the winnable games. I think both of those. Do they go to Utah? Yeah, and the line's moving now. It's up to 4.5. I see it right now on Superbook. And this was at 1 yesterday. So yeah, it's definitely a Clippers, a Phoenix Suns spot. I'll let you guys bet it, and I'll stay off of it. Fifth game in 7 nights for the Clippers here. Probably going to be shorthanded. I'm not sure if Harden's going to return or not, but that could definitely give the Clippers a boost. I feel like it's too early to bet the game unless you want Phoenix and you want them. It's too early to bet it, but it is moving to 4.5 right now on most books. Ski says, Cash Out says Ski up early. LF3 says, bro, Magic can't be trusted. We're going to make bread fading them in the playoffs. I think they're going to be locked in the playoffs, LF3. I think we can make money fading it, maybe their team total under or some unders. Let's see. Ski says Suns should win. I haven't bet it. Feel like the opener was begging for Suns money. I agree, Ski, but now it's up to 4.5. So if you like the Clippers, you wait and see how high it goes, and then you could potentially come back in on the Clippers because this line's moving. It's definitely moving. Total not moving as much, down to 226 here. Berger says Suns should bounce back, and he says, I don't think Booker and Durant will shoot that bad again tonight. And I agree. They should bounce back here. So, like I said, it's a ton of games on the board today. I don't like most of them. Like, these are super big spreads. And just a quick recap, the only play I gave out last night was, and it's almost still available, was the Dallas Mavericks. Like I said, as soon as that game with the double overtime, I sent this out to the members, -2.5 for the Mavs. Heat double overtime game. Also fifth game in 7 nights. First game back home after the road trip. I don't think the Mavs are going to sit anybody. I didn't see it. And like I said, they win last night, even though Luka and Kyrie played, some pretty big minutes. They still won that game pretty handily against Charlotte. So this line, I think, is up to 4 now. So you can still get it at 4. I still think it's going to be a 2-possession win for the Miami Heat, for the Dallas Mavericks here. So that, looking at Memphis and Cleveland, I'll probably be looking. You know what? I'm not even looking in that game, but I know I'm not laying 18.5 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They got the major rest advantage, 2 days to 0, but I can't lay 18.5. It does feel like Cleveland first half should be the spot, though. Coming back home after blowing that lead against the Clippers on Sunday, getting the Memphis team on the second leg of a back-to-back. Remember, when we talked about this game at the top of the show, I told you guys that Cleveland, the reason they've been struggling is because they can't defend the three-point line. Memphis can't make threes. So major matchup advantage here for Cleveland. But you do want to wait on the injury news to see if I think Memphis has already ruled out all their top guys. So Cleveland first half, I think, will be the play in that game. Charlotte, Atlanta, I'm only taking the 10.5 with Charlotte in that spot. Only taking the 10.5 with Charlotte if I was playing that game. Just because Atlanta, like I said, off 2 overtimes as well. And you get a little bit of revenge here for Charlotte losing their last game by 40 in Atlanta. Toronto, Brooklyn, not a game that I'm going to bet. San Antonio and OKC. I talked about liking OKC first half if Wemby gets ruled out, because San Antonio will be without any kind of rim protection. Not sure if OKC will be interested in the full game, but I do think that they probably come in, handle business early. I think they will be up by double digits at halftime against the Spurs. Orlando and Milwaukee, game that I want to, like I said, I got to deep dive a little bit more. I want to read the beat writers. I need to see what's going on in Orlando before I feel comfortable playing that game. Minnesota and Denver, leaning towards Denver, not full game, but if the line keeps dropping, I might look towards them full game. Minnesota kind of shot themselves in the foot last night, in my opinion, having Anthony Edwards go for 51 points against a Washington team that was missing, pretty much all of their starters and some of their backups. In Phoenix and in LA, I know I'm not betting the game, so I wish you guys the much all the success on the card for today. But just wanted to kind of give you guys my thoughts, man. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Real quick before we get out of here, LF3 says Kings, Bucks, Suns, and Suns can't be trusted. Ryan says Bucks Magic under. Yeah, we did talk about this one. That's definitely something I'm gonna look a little bit more into. I do think it could be an under spot here. Maybe even a team total under for one of these guys, but I'll check it out. Like I said, I just want to dive a little bit deeper. Big Mouth says they're going to bounce back to the crib with the L. I think he's talking about the Clippers. Nerdo says when all the money comes in on the Suns, I'm taking the Clippers. Tasha says she'll take the Clippers plus the 4. LFD says, Chris, the Miami Heat Atlanta Hawks was kind of rigged, bro. That looks sketch. I don't think it was rigged. I think Miami's offense is rigged. They really struggle to score the basketball. If you watch the game late in the fourth quarter, Jimmy Butler and Duncan and Tyler Hero were doing a lot of ISO, like just kind of getting on one side of the floor. And the Atlanta Hawks kept sending defenders over to double team, and then they kind of went into like a matchup zone. And Miami couldn't beat it. That's why they struggled to score the ball. Joe Kim says, don't let the recency bias mess your thought process up, guys. Bankrupt the books. Appreciate that. And Brian says, thanks, Chris. Great breakdowns. Let's get it tonight. And I appreciate that. Appreciate everybody for tapping in as always, man. You guys, like I said, best of luck. It's the NBA is janky. We cashed yesterday, 4-1 day yesterday. I'm gonna not go as heavy today. Maybe have 1 or 2 more plays, but like I said, I locked in Dallas and sent it out to the members last night at -2.5. We'll look a little deeper into some of these spots, but wanted to give you guys some early thoughts. So, as always, resources that I use here for you guys. Check them out. If you guys are interested in, learning how to cap the games or, just wondering where I get information from, all listed here. And shout out to OddsJam, the best sports betting software, I think, on the planet. There's a promo code that's in the description if you guys are interested in signing up. 25% off your first month using code CBC. Shout out to them. And, yeah, that's it, man. Like, share if you guys can. If you found it helpful, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Bet responsibly. Best of luck, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Like I said, not doing another show this evening because it is my son's birthday. So I'm going to be with him, man, and him and the fam. So catch you guys in the next one. Best of luck. Enjoy your day, and hope you guys cash.